Hi everyone, my name's Jill and welcome to this How to Apply video. We're going to talk about your future today and how to make it happen by applying to Western. This video is all about how to prepare before you apply and how to complete your application. If you have already applied, you can find out what happens next in the After You Apply video in this YouTube playlist. If it's not up already, don't worry, it will be soon. Okay, so let's get started with preparing to apply. When you're preparing to apply, it's important to review your admission requirements. These requirements are based on country, curriculum, and your background in school. You can find all the admission requirements easily on our website at welcome.uwo.ca/requirements. I'll walk you through two examples today. First, let's say you're an Ontario high school student. The first question is, what is your most recent curriculum? You'll choose Ontario high school student. On this page, you'll see what we're looking for to make up for your final admissions average. That is a minimum of 6 grade 12 U or M level courses, excluding co-op, and one of those 6 courses must be English for you. Now, when you scroll down the page, you'll see program-specific requirements. Some programs have required courses. This means you must take this course if you want to get an offer. You'll need to achieve a minimum of 70% in these courses. There might also be recommended courses. It is a really good idea to take the recommended courses. They're recommended for a reason. Either they're going to help you be successful, or they're prerequisites for your courses that you're going to take in your program. If you choose not to take a recommended course, you can still get an offer. And if you take it, but it's not your best course, and you have some other U or M level courses in grade 12, we don't have to include that recommended course in your admissions average. Finally, there might be some supplemental requirements. It could be a portfolio, a form, an audition, or something else that helps us get to know you. So on the screen, this is what you'll see for arts and humanities. Under required courses, there is English. And under supplemental requirements, there are extra steps that need to be completed for the School for Advanced Studies in Arts and Humanities and Visual Arts Studio. If we look at another example, this time for science, we see required courses, recommended courses, and a supplemental requirement for students who are interested in the Western Integrated Science program. This is why it's important to review the requirements for each program you're interested in. We know you have big questions, and one of those big questions usually is, what average do I need to get in? The truth is there's no cutoff or minimum average that guarantees admission. But on the admissions page, you can find a chart that gives you an idea of what your chances are. And these are based off what was required last year, and these numbers can change from year to year. They're based off how brilliant all of you are at this time this year. And if more of you are interested in the same program, that could make it more competitive. So here's what to keep in mind. Use this as a guideline. Always work as hard as you can to get your grades up for admission and for scholarships. And if you're concerned your grades don't reflect your potential or you're experiencing extenuating circumstances, we recommend you fill out Western's special consideration profile to tell us more. Now let's take a look at another example. This time, an international high school student. When you get to the first question on the page, you'll choose International High School Student if you are studying an international curriculum, regardless of your status in Canada. When you get to the international high school requirements, you can choose to find your requirements based on the curriculum you are studying, A-levels, the IB, or at a US accredited high school. Or you can do it by country. In this example, I'm using China. After that, things look like they did for Ontario students. You'll have your requirements at the top. When you scroll down the page, you'll see program-specific requirements. Just like with the first example, you'll see required courses, recommended courses, and the supplemental requirements for all of the programs. If your first language is not English, you'll also be required to provide proof of your English language proficiency. Now, there are several tests you can take. You can find the list on our website along with the scores you need to get. You should write the test as early as you can. At the latest, do it before March 2025. But we also don't accept old tests. So if you completed the test before January 2023, we won't accept that. Okay, now you understand your requirements and it's time to apply. How do you do it? You will apply by going to ouac.on.ca. This is the Ontario Universities Application Centre, also known as OUAC. When you get to the OUAC, you'll create an application account. When you're ready to apply, you can choose up to 3 faculties or direct entry programs at Western. If you're not familiar with how the programs work at Western, don't worry, we're going to go through it together. At Western, we have hundreds of programs, and they each fall under a faculty. You can find a full list at welcome.uwo.ca/programs. These are the faculties and programs you will see when you apply on the OUAC website. Each one of these has a unique OUAC code. That means it's a different choice. You can apply to 1, 2, or 3 choices at Western. For example, you could apply to health science, medical science, and science. Those are 3 choices, and they all have unique codes. Now, at Western, you apply to our faculties rather than directly to the program you want to study. There are a few programs you enter that are the exception to this rule, and we call those direct entry programs. If you apply to a faculty, that gives you the option to study any program in this faculty, whereas with direct entry programs, you go straight into that program. You don't apply to the major you want, just the faculty or direct entry program. Let's go over some examples. So let's say you're looking at the Faculty of Social Science and you're thinking about psychology or maybe sociology. These programs both fall under the Faculty of Social Science. So when you apply to Western, you apply once to the Faculty of Social Science. Now, first year will be a common first year, and you can try both psychology and sociology. You can try out courses for a few different programs in your first year, and then you decide which ones you want to do for your degree. You can try out courses for your program that are in your faculty, but you can also try out courses in other faculties. So let's do another example. Say you're interested in psychology and sociology and social science, but you might also be interested in biology, which falls into the Faculty of Science. Now, a common first year will allow you to try all of these different courses. If you're interested in programs in more than one faculty, in this case, social science and science, we recommend you apply to both. For this example, science and social science sometimes have different admissions requirements, so you could start in either one or the other and try both programs out. With that said, some faculties and programs are a little bit more flexible than others. If you're interested in programs in more than one faculty, you can always reach out to us and we can recommend pathways to combine these modules that you're interested in. Lastly, let's say you're also interested in computer science. Although computer science is in the Faculty of Science, it is a direct entry program. So in this example, you would apply for social science, science, and computer science. Okay, let's recap. If you're interested in more than one program in the same faculty, you only have to apply once to the faculty. If you're interested in more than one program in different faculties, you'll likely want to apply to all of the faculties and reach out to us for additional guidance and information. When you apply on OUAC, you may also have some extra choices. For some programs, you'll need to choose if you're interested in applying for the School of Advanced Studies in Arts and Humanities, Ivy Advanced Entry Opportunities, or Scholars Elective. All of these require supplementary applications that you will have to do separately. These are not part of the OUAC application. Checking yes here is only indicating your interest and does not count as your supplementary application. Now, in this section, you can also choose the co-op option if you're applying to engineering. This indicates that you're interested in a co-op. However, if you don't select yes, you can still participate in co-ops. Okay, now there are 3 important things to consider when you're applying. 1, Western does not give out alternative offers. We will not make you an offer to a faculty or direct entry program you did not actually apply to. If you don't meet the requirements for a program and you only apply to that program, that's it. We won't give you an offer to a different program instead. Next important thing to remember, on the OUAC application, you will be asked to choose a subject of major interest. This does not mean that you're applying to that major. As we went over earlier, you're applying to a faculty or direct entry program, you have a common first year, and then you choose your major. So why do you have to fill out this for Western then? We use the subject of major interest for planning and statistics, and also in some cases to email you specific information about that subject area. And finally, pay close attention to the campus that you're applying to. At Western, we have main campus and affiliated university colleges, known as Huron and King's. Some programs are offered at more than one campus. So when you apply, you need to double check that you are applying to main campus if that's the campus that you would like. You can apply for the same program at more than one campus, but that does count towards your 3 program choices at Western. Okay, so now that we know a bit more about applying, the question is, when should you apply? The application is open right now, so if you choose and you know that you want to apply for, go ahead and apply. The OUAC deadline for Ontario high school students is January 15th, 2025. For all other applications, Western's equal consideration deadline is February 15th. But we definitely do recommend that you apply on OUAC in the fall or early winter. That gives you some time to complete anything extra that might be needed for the program that you're applying to. Okay, let's recap. First, before applying, review your admissions requirements. Next, you apply to Western on OUAC website by creating your account. Next, you can choose up to 3 faculties or programs that you want to apply to. And finally, we recommend that you apply by mid-January, but keep in mind the equal consideration deadline is February 15th. And now that's how you apply, and I really hope that that was helpful. If you do have any further questions, you can always speak to an admissions officer on our online chat. That chat is westernchat.uwo.ca, or you can speak to a current Western student by visiting welcome.uwo.ca/message. In other news, if you'd like to learn more about what's new at Western, what it's like to be a Western student, you can follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram is Choose Western. And remember, for what happens next, check out the After You Apply video in this playlist. Thank you for joining me today, and good luck on your journey to university.